right, we're about to fire up our brand new Masterbuilt Gravity Fed 1150 charcoal smoker. Now we've already burned it in and done the initial burn in, so this is not the first time I'm firing it up, but you know, we're fixing to cook some ribs. So let's get this thing going with some of the best charcoal on the market. Using that Royal Oak Super Size today. Now that will hold a whole bag, probably a bag and a half. Now, we're not gonna need all that to cook these ribs, so one bag is gonna be plenty for me. Now, I'll take a couple of these tumbleweeds here and shove it in. Now, that's kind of where you shove your, any kind of charcoal lighter you wanna serve, and I'm gonna fire it up. We're gonna give it a few minutes to get going. We'll shut our lid down. Let me get my temp set. Now, our fan come on, you can kind of see the air start running out of here. This is gonna allow our charcoal to be lit and everything after we lighted that tumbleweed. It's gonna get going. I set it at 300 degrees. I'm gonna give it a few minutes to breathe and I'm gonna shut the lid when it starts climbing and we'll just wait on it to get to 300. Let's prep some ribs. All right, the first thing we wanna do to get started on the ribs, I'm cooking 8 slabs today for some good friends of mine that done some work for me, honestly, some Floor guys. And they wanted some baby back ribs after us winning Memphis in May, and I could not tell them no. So let's cook some ribs. I've already got 8 racks of Prairie Fresh Primes, skinned, ready to go. Done a little bit of minimal trimming on them. Y'all know I'm hitting it with that garlic jalapeno rub first off. Come back with a good medium coat right on this right here of that garlic jalapeno to give that nice undertone bite. About wanting to make me sneeze here. And you know what they say, if you ain't sneezing, you ain't seasoning. And now we're coming back with that competition rub. I'm trying to finish off a couple bottles I got here. Now, if you've got a favorite barbecue rub, you use it. Unfortunately, they just won't be world championship ribs. They'll just be regular ribs. All right, some more of that garlic jalapeno to start the process all over. All right, once we get that garlic jalapeno, let's come on back with that comp rub. All right, I think all these ribs are seasoned. 8 racks, garlic jalapeno and comp. Let's get it on the grill. All right, let's get these ribs on out here and give them this good smoke bath. You got a lot of capacity on this 1150 here. That's a lot of meat on one grill. You know, and you still got room for a lot of other stuff. This 1150 holds a lot of capacity, does a great job on smoking. Cooked a brisket on one a while back, and I would tell you done a great job. I'm just now getting to really start cooking on this thing, looking forward to a lot more enjoyable cooks. This is actually gonna be the first set of ribs I cook, so let's see how they're gonna do. All right, we've been running at 300 degrees on our Masterbuilt here for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. And as you can see, beautiful color. This grill does cook a little bit faster the way it's designed. And so I'm gonna get these ribs wrapped up. Remember, when it comes to wrapping ribs, you're looking for this bark to be set right here. When you can get on top of this rib right here and nothing will wipe off of it, and you've got that bark set, don't keep cooking it. Go ahead and pull it off. The bark's stuck, it's time to be wrapped. It's got beautiful color. The majority of all the dark spots will lighten up once you wrap. It's just something you learn during cooking dozens of ribs. Don't be afraid. That's a perfect color set. Flavor's locked in. Let's get them wrapped. All right, let's get these ribs wrapped here. Now, all I'm wrapping with today is a little bit of apple juice. I'm being lazy. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It's getting warm outside. All right, now that we've got all of our ribs wrapped, real simple. I know I'm gonna get the question in the comments, why didn't I use my butter bath? Honestly, I'm out of it here. I forgot to get some at my office, and I've done a lot of rib cooking lately. Sometimes you just gotta roll the dice. All right, we've got our ribs wrapped. Let's get them back on. Now I'm gonna give these ribs about 1 hour, or I'm gonna go 45 minutes and I'm gonna check them. Well, we're covering an hour. I'm gonna go 1 hour and check them, and they're gonna be close. I know they are. Close. All right, being I've been cooking ribs several times already this week, I've still got some sauce left over I've made up. But everybody's gonna ask, how do you make your sauce? What do you do for your competition style ribs, right? We get that question a lot. Well, I can tell y'all, sweet and competition barbecue sauce, equal parts. So let's just say it, 1 cup of each. And then we're gonna come back with a 1/2 cup of our apple glaze. That is it. That's my sauce I use for chicken, ribs, and pork. Solid, no matter what contest I'm in, KCBS, MBN, whatever. This is my combo. I know people running this straight out of the bottle. I know people mixing two, leaving this out, or adding other flavors. It's totally up to you, whatever you like to do. But for me, this is my go-to sauce. All right, we're about 1 hour in on our ribs, and I'm checking them. And, you know, these are some big meaty racks. They're not there yet. They can trick you, that's for sure. You can see we got some bone pulled back all the way down. We're wanting to pop through right here, but we're not there yet. Every rack that I touch, I'm opening because, like, this rack is done. I think we just had some big meaty racks. This rack here is real close. Real close. All right, we've only got 1 rack off, but we don't want to overcook them. So I'm gonna grab them and stick them in a Cambro. All right, let's go to checking our ribs here. Look at that, you see that? That rib is done. See that want to pop through? No more. That rib there is not there yet. Oh yeah, look, wanting to pop. See those ribs there wanting to pop through? Look at this, beep, beep. That rib's done. Now, we just leave these 2 top racks up here, and I'm gonna say 15 minutes. I'll pull those, they'll be done, no problem. I'm gonna get the rest of these stacked in my Cambro to hold. I like for these ribs to rest at least 2 hours before I sauce them and glaze them. So, easy as you please. Washing your ribs to the right color, wrapping when that bark is set, and honestly, you can wrap in a ton of flavors depending on how you wanna finish out your rib. Always remember that. It's your rib for a reason. All right, it's been another 20 minutes. Let's check some ribs. Look at that, beep. That rib's done. Yep, see that? Yep. All right, I'm gonna let these rest in the Cambro along with these others at least another hour before I sauce them. All right, it's time to glaze some ribs up. All right, we're just gonna set some sauce on these ribs real quick. Man, they're looking pretty. Pretty and tender. Got that old rib man wave going on, baby. I'm gonna give those ribs about 10 to 15 minutes to tack up, and we're done with them. All right, here we go. We've glazed our ribs up. Woo-hoo, look at that. Our friends are gonna be happy about these, I think. They're not gonna have anything to complain about. So I cooked all these, like I said earlier, for some friends of mine that does all my flooring work, tile and hardwood and all that things, and I've had a lot of projects going on, and he said, Heath, I'd love to have some ribs. So I said, well, we can cook you some ribs. And that's what we've done today. And just picking a slab up here, it's got that old rib man wave look wanting to crack. So I hope these guys are happy with these ribs. I'm not tasting them today. I am wrapping them up. And like I said, they are going to some friends of ours. So just an easy 6 slabs of ribs or 7 slabs of ribs that we done. Hope you enjoyed everything. Just to recap, we took our garlic jalapeno rub and our comp rub, rubbed it down, put them on the smoker. We started off on the Masterbuilt 1150. We let them go about 1.5 hours. They had the perfect color we wanted. We then wrapped them up with just a little bit of apple juice. We come back with our sauce mixture that we use at Memphis and May and everywhere else. Busted a little competition rub on top for that Memphis muddy style and finished them off over here, tacked them up. Ribs are simple and easy. A lot of people overcomplicate it. Nothing hard about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. We'll see y'all next week. You know you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, and of course YouTube. We'll see you next week.